Well, good morning, Mike, and welcome to the Regional Athletic Complex, also known as the RAC in Lacey, uh, for the Class 1B District 1, 2, 3, 4 baseball tournament consolation bracket game between the Mount Vernon Christian Hurricanes and the Rainier Christian Mustangs. As Mike said, my name is Diedrich Allen. Tuesday, Mount Vernon Christian lost a heartbreaker to Cross Point, 4-3 in the semifinals, as Hurricanes couldn't complete the comeback, leaving the go-ahead run on base in the top of the seventh. Mount Vernon Christian now has a 13-8 record. Rainier Christian lost to Orcas Island 12-1 in the other semifinal on Tuesday. The Mustangs fell behind early and were unable to keep up as they were held to 3 hits. Rainier Christian now has an 8-4 record. Winner today gets a bid in the state tournament. Loser, well, they play Saturday. Coming up, got lineups, batting orders, and the first pitch. It's a consolation round of the Class 1B District 1, 2, 3, 4 baseball tournament. The Mount Vernon Christian Hurricanes and the Rainier Christian Mustangs at the RAC in Lacey on CAPS 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in 4 minutes. No different. All right, whatever. Okay, missing somebody. That's what I was told. All right. Minor details. Come on. Yeah, I get it. And we're back here at the rack in Lacey. Mount Vernon Christian and Rainier Christian going to do battle here for this consolation winner to state game here on Caps Radio. Now I'll give you the lineups and the batting orders. We'll start out with your visitors, the Mount Vernon Christian Hurricanes. Leading things off will be Joel Votipka. He's the pitcher. He'll be followed by Bennett Davis over at third base. Nathan Simank is the shortstop. Cleanup hitter is going to be Jake Fedema over at first base. And Trevor Blom, the catcher. Chase Woodmansey, right fielder. Followed by Christian Kilvert, center fielder. Second baseman is Jordan Fedema. And designated hitter today is Josh Toner. And then you have the left fielder, Dante Brunk. That's the rundown of the lineups from Mount Vernon Christian. For the Mustangs from Rainier Christian, leading things off will be number 16, shortstop. Playing shortstop will be Caleb Sika, followed by Zach Bianchi. He's the catcher today. Chase Franzen is in center field. Archer Fouch is on the mound for the Mustangs. James Hoyt playing third base. Alex Daniel playing left field today. Number one, Andrew Rooney over at first. Let's see, KJ McKillop is a designated hitter for the Mustangs today. And Joshua Back will be right field, and number 9, Ari Tran at second base. Those are your lineups and positions for everybody. We're about ready to get this thing underway as lamp cards are being exchanged at home plate, and we'll be back with the first pitch here on Caps 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. Waiting for the first pitch here at the rack in Lacey, Mount Vernon Christian and Rainier Christian. Describe this field for you. It's it's turf field on the infield, natural grass on the outfield. 400 feet to center field, 325 down both the first and third base lines. 375 and out in right field, and 350 in left. So that kind of gives you a picture here. Beautiful day, sun's out. No clouds, a little breeze coming. Well, I guess that would be from, that would be the northeast, I believe. Yeah, northeast coming in. Basically across, from third base, just a light breeze, not anything to really worry about here. And what is it, about 60, 61 degrees, somewhere around there. Beautiful day for baseball. Teams are out on the field. And we'll get this thing underway here shortly as Fouts is on the mound. I don't have any information on his last outing, but leading things off for Mount Vernon Christian is Joel Votipka. Joel had a pretty decent game on Tuesday. Actually, was 1 for 3, walked once, scored a run. We'll get into his pitching record when he gets up to throw this first pitch. We're still waiting for the first pitch here as the warm-ups by Fouts are underway here, and his battery mate will be, hold on a second here, Zach Bianchi. Well, actually Bianchi pitched in their last outing on Tuesday. So we're about ready to get underway. We'll keep it right here for the moment. And I want to thank our sponsors here early for helping bring this game to us. The Country Store, Northwest Clean Air Agency, Skagit Ready Mix, Craft Stoves, also helping bring this broadcast. Sound Cedar on the list as well. And, of course, Mount Vernon Christian School. Just some of the sponsors bringing this game, and we're still waiting for the warm-ups to get done. And we're just moments away from the first pitch of this ball game. There's the ball's in call. Lindy Insurance, Northwest Propane, First Class Auto Glass, also helping bring this broadcast, along with Pie Barker Fire and Walton Beverage Pepsi. Just those, get an opportunity, please thank those sponsors for helping bring this game to you today. So here comes Joel Votipka to lead things off for Mount Vernon Christian to get this game underway. So the infield is Hoyt, Sika, Tran, and Rooney from third around to first. Outfield, well, center fielder is Franzen, back over there in right, and David in left. There's first pitch. It's outside for ball one to Votipka, leading things off here for Mount Vernon Christian. As I said, the wind is not an issue, and it comes up from behind me and knocks things down. Here we go with the 1-0 to Votipka. From Fouts, outside for ball two. Gotta remember where the scoreboard here is, in the trees out there in right field. Last two games didn't have a scoreboard to refer to. Well, let me take that back. On Tuesday's game, there was a scoreboard. It was not operating. There's another ball, so 3 straight balls to Votipka. Leadoff batter for Mount Vernon Christian, nobody on, obviously. It's 3-0. There's the next pitch, and there's a leadoff walk as Joel Votipka hits to first base, and that'll bring up number 14, third baseman, Bennett Davis. Bennett was 1 for 2, batted in a run, walked once, scored a run in the game against Cross Point on Tuesday. That heartbreaker loss for the Hurricanes. So Davis will step in with 1 on and nobody out. Pitch on the way. Runner goes. Votipka heading to second. Throw to second, and that's way late as Joel Votipka slides in safely at second. So runner in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian here. Nobody out. Second batter is Bennett Davis. And the first pitch was actually a ball. So he'll step back in. So here's the next pitch in there. And that's strike 1 called. Just hit that outside corner on the next pitch. So 1-1 to Davis. Votipka at second. On deck will be Simank. Throw to second. And they sweep it in. Nope, the ball gets into center field. Votipka heads for third safely. I thought that tag was going to get Joel there at second, but it popped out of the glove into center field. So Joel Votipka over at third base now. And Bennett Davis still waiting for the next pitch with a 1-1 count. So nobody out. Votipka over at third. This is win to go to state. If you lose today, yeah, you got to play another game. There's the next pitch on the way. It's high for ball 2, so 2-1 to Davis. Again, nobody out. 1 on. Runner at third. And Votipka. There's the 2-1. Oh, a throw to third. That gets away from the third baseman, so Votipka will trot in, and it's a 1-0 here. Early, nobody out as Joel Votipka puts Mount Vernon Christian on top. He's only been, well, he's second batter up, so 1 in, nobody on, nobody out. And Bennett Davis is still waiting for his next pitch to him. He's at 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And ouch, that hurt. Oh, boy. Hit the home plate umpire right in the shoulder. Actually, more like the collarbone area. That hurts. And if you go back to last Saturday's game, we actually had a ump go down after being hit in the chin by, well, it was 3 ricochets into the same spot, and they had to take him out. Home plate umpire walking it off, chatting it up with his umpiring mates out there. Make sure he's okay. Safety first for everybody, including the guys in black. So we're going to huddle things up here. So 1 in, nobody on, nobody out for Mount Vernon Christian. They're leading 1-0. We're in the top of the first inning. Second batter's at deck. A nice hand from the crowd in the stadium here for the home plate umpire after he took that shot. So it's a count. Did I say the count was even at 2-2? Well, it is even at 2-2 for Bennett Davis, third baseman for Mount Vernon Christian. So 2-2. Nobody on, 1 in, nobody out for Mount Vernon Christian. Here's the pitch from Fouts outside, and that's ball 3. That ball goes all the way back to, can't really call it a backstop, it's the fence over here. Right behind home plate today. Like this position. So it's a full count to Davis. 1 in and nobody out. Nobody on for Mount Vernon Christian, leading 1-0. Here's a pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball. Popped up, foul territory. Going to go out of play up against the fence. So the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bennett Davis. So we'll step back in, wait for the next pitch. Count remains full. 1 in, nobody out. Second batter is Bennett Davis for Mount Vernon Christian. They're up 1-0. Here's the pitch from Fouts. There's a strike, and that's the first strikeout for Fouts. So 1 away for Mount Vernon Christian. And that will bring up Nathan Simank. And he's a shortstop. He was 1 for 2, had an RBI, a walk, scored a run against Cross Point on Tuesday. So here's the first pitch to him outside for ball 1. Here's the next pitch. It's the 1-0. There's a strike called. So 1-1 the count to Simank. Third batter for Mount Vernon Christian here. Top of the first, 1-0. Nobody on, 1 out for Mount Vernon Christian. Here's the kick from Fouts and the pitch outside, and again gets away from the catcher for ball 2. So 2-1. Nothing our score. Here's the 2-1. Just a little bit high for the third ball, so 3 balls and 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on, 1 in for Mount Vernon Christian. Top of the first. Here's the pitch from Fouts. It's going to be a line drive just out of the reach of Hoyt. Goes into left field, and Simank turns the corner at first. It's going to head back. So there's a base hit. So Simank is at first base, and that'll bring up your first baseman for Mount Vernon Christian, Jake Fedema. And Jake was 1 for 2, had an RBI and a couple of walks against Cross Point on Tuesday. He'll step into the batter's box to face Fouts in a 1-0 ball game, 1 out, 1 on. Top of the first. Here's the pitch on the way. Runner, Simank is kind of hesitating, going into a rundown. Back to first he goes, and ball throw to first. It gets away from the first baseman, so Simank's going to head over to second base on that bad throw. So, sorry, I got that wrong. All right, so Simank is at second now after his base hit. And we're going to have a meeting at the mound as coaching staff comes out. We may have a quick change of a pitcher already. It's 1-0 Mount Vernon Christian. 1 out, 1 on. And there hasn't been a pitch. Well, there has been a pitch to Jake Fedema, hasn't there? It's a ball, right? Okay. So everybody in the infield is in there to chat things over. I'll take this opportunity to remind you about our sponsors, Country Store, Northwest Clean Air Agency, Skagit Ready Mix, and Craft Stoves. Some of the businesses bringing this game to you, and the umpire had to go out and break up the huddle. So Fouts heads back to the mound. And Jake Fadima will step in with 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, 1 in, 1 on. Nathan Simak at second base. His first pitch in there. That's going to be in for strike 1, so 1-1 to Jake Fadima. Trevor Blom on deck for Mount Vernon Christian. So 1-1 is the count to Jake Fadima. Here's the pitch from Fouts. Inside, that ball gets away from the catcher. Goes all the way to the backstop, and Simak heads to third base. So Nathan's over in third base, looking to come in. So 2-1 to Jake Fadima. Archer Fouts going back, taking a little walk around the mound. He's back in position, waiting for the sign from Bianchi. Here's the 2-1. Make it 3-1. As it's high. Again, Nathan Simak at third base, 1 in, 1 out for Mount Vernon Christian, top of first. Here's the kick and the throw from Fouts. Swing and a fly ball center field, a little shallow. Franzen in for the out, tagging and trying to come in is going to be Simak, and he scores. So make it 2-0 on the sacrifice fly for Jake Fadima. That'll bring up Trevor Blom, the catcher for Mount Vernon Christian. Trevor, where is he? There he is. He was 0 for 2 against Cross Point. So 2-0 here, our score on the Lindy Insurance scoreboard. First pitch into Blom is low, ball 1. 2 out, 2 in. Bases are empty for Mount Vernon Christian, leading 2-0. Trevor Blom, the catcher, at the bat. Next pitch on the way. Outside, a little bit low, 2-0 to Blom for Mount Vernon Christian. Here's the kick from Fouts. Again outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Trevor Blom. So Fouts looking in at the sign. Here's the next pitch. There's a strike down the middle of the plate. Yes, it is. Strike 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Blom. 2 out, 2 in, nobody on for Mount Vernon Christian, and 2-0 game, top of the first inning. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball. It's going to be bobbled out there and rolls into left field. So Blom has a 2-out single there. I'm going to give him a hit on that one, not an error. It just kind of took a weird bounce when it shifted from the artificial grass to the artificial dirt and then popped out of his glove. So we have a courtesy runner for the catcher. It's number 17. That's Logan Mounts is on first base for Blom. So the batter actually is going to be Chase Woodmansey, the right fielder. I've got that right. And Chase was 0 for 4 against Cross Point on Tuesday. 1 on, 2 out, 2 in for Mount Vernon Christian. Woodmansey. Here's the first pitch to him. It's inside, yes. Brushed his jersey for ball 1. So right fielder will step back in with a 1-0. Pitch on the way, runner goes. Mounts heading to second base, and he slides in head first. He's safe. So Mounts is on second base in scoring position. for Mount Vernon Christian. Throw over to second. Mount dives back safely. We'll try to do better here. Yeah. So 2 out, 2 in, 1 on. Mounts at second. The batter is Woodmansey. Pitch on the way. It's inside. It's ball 2. So 2 and 1 to Woodmansey. Here's next pitch on the way. Ground ball chopper. Well, actually has a line drive right into the glove of Hoyt. And that will do it for the for Mount Vernon Christian. They leave 1. They get 2, however. We head to the bottom of the first, and it's 2-0. Mount Vernon Christian will be back. This is Caps 660 AM at 102.1 FM and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. There we go. All right, I got to change my mic again. Great. That's better, isn't it? Maybe, maybe not. All right, hopefully that volume is better. I tend to kind of get a little mellow. So back here at the rack in Lacey, 2-0 Mount Vernon Christian, and we do have a change in the lineup as Jake Fadima will be pitching for Mount Vernon Christian instead of Joel Votipka. So he will be on the mound, and the first batter he's going to face is Caleb Sika, shortstop. And Caleb was 1 for 2 on Tuesday against Orcas Island. And so Jake Fadima is on the mound. Let me see, that puts, I'm sorry, did I say Jake? Jordan Fadima is on the mound, excuse me. Jordan Fadima is on the mound. And that will mean, hold on a second, I'm trying to figure out the lineup. Votipka is at second base. So let me change that on my sheet here as Fadima is going through his warm-ups. And we're waiting for the first batter for Rainier Christian in a 2-0 ball game here. Bottom of the first inning. I think that was this microphone. Nope, it's not. Okay, well, wind is driving me nuts today because it keeps changing direction. I'll try to do my best not to give you too much wind noise here as I move my head as Fadima's into his next windup. Wow. Yeah, that's not it. It's this mic here. Okay. All right, so we're ready to get the first batter up. And here comes Caleb Sika, number 16. And he's playing shortstop for Rainier Christian as they come to bat for the first time today, trailing 2-0 here. Here's the first pitch from Fadima. Low for ball 1.
Make a pitch, Caleb. Don't swing and jump.
And in the battery is Fadima on the mound and Blum behind home plate. Here's for our second pitch. It's outside for ball 2, so 2-0. If I bring my microphone a little closer, you can hear me better. as the wind just kind of makes it a little bit of trouble as it's coming in from behind me now. Here's the 2-0. And that's going to be strike one. So 2-1 to Sika for Rainier Christian. Okay. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be low. Nope, that's going to be just hitting that strike zone. 2-2 the count. There we go. Now we got a nice and silent. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a foul off, out of play, off the first base line. So the count remains at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sika. Next pitch on the way from Fadima. High and made Sika spin around. That's ball 3. So 3-2 the count goes full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Sika. Here's the next pitch from Fadima. Swing and a line drive that's going to get into center field. Sika around first base and will hold up there. So there's a leadoff, a single for the Rainier Christian Mustangs. And that will bring up the catcher, number 7, Zach Bianchi. He was 0 for 4, but did walk once against Orcas Island. So 1 on, nobody out for Rainier Christian. First pitch on the way. Going to be in there for strike 1 to Bianchi, the catcher for the Mustangs. Here's the 0-1, fastball high. Ball 1. 1-1 to count to Bianchi. Runner goes on the next pitch, and the throw to second. Sika in there way ahead of that throw, so Sika's on base, or on second base, I should say, in scoring position for Rainier Christian in a 2-0 ball game. Bianchi, the batter for Rainier Christian. Pitch on the way, it's outside. Ball 2. Here's the next pitch on the way. The fly ball going out. Otipka coming in and missing it is Woodmansey. And Sika's going to head to third base as Bianchi's on first. So runners at the corners for the Mustangs. And that will bring up the center fielder, number 6, Chase Franzen. He was 0 for 2 and walked once against Orcas. So nobody out, and runners are at first and third. Yeah. All right, I'm trying to deal with the wind here. So we have a courtesy runner out there for Bianchi, and that is number 11, Ryder Sporsic. So Sporsic is at first base, and over at third is Sika. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning, 2-0. Runner goes as Sporsic makes his way to second base now. So 2 runners in scoring position for Rainier Christian. Nobody out, and Franzen is at bat. Going to take a ball outside. 1-1 is the count to Franzen, the center fielder for Rainier Christian. Here is the 1-1. With 2 on, runners at second and third. There's a little ground ball chopper scooped up there by Simic. Throw to first for the out, but on the play, Sika comes in and scores. So that makes it 2-1 with 1 away. So that brings up the pitcher, Archer Fouts. And Fouts is 0 for 1 against Orcas. First pitch to him with a runner at third. He swings and he flies that one. Hooking foul. Fadima reaches up, grabs it for the out. They're robbing. Well, I don't think it would have been a strike, but so that's out number 2. So 2 away now for Rainier Christian. 1 in, 1 on. Runner at third in Sporsik. The batter now is number 42, and that's James Hoyt. He takes strike 1. Hoyt is playing third base today. So 2 out, 1 in, 1 on. Runner at third for Rainier Christian in a 2-1 game. Pitch on the way, outside. Ball 1-1. 2 out again for Rainier Christian. Jordan Fadima on the mound. Next pitch on the way. Just a bit low for ball 2, so 2-1. The count to Hoyt. Again, a runner at third base. 2 out, 1 in for Rainier Christian in a 2-1 game. Pitch on the way outside. Hit that outside corner. Oh, that was a strikeout. Okay, that was a strikeout. So that is the first strikeout for Fadima. And we head to the second inning as the Mustangs get 1, leave 1, and it's 2-1. We head to the second. This is Caps at 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. All right. Now that's even worse. Yeah, I can't seem to keep the wind out of the microphone here. Bring that up a bit. I feel like I'm yelling, so. Top of the second inning we go, 2-1. Mount Vernon Christian with the lead and coming to bat. Leading things off will be center fielder Christian Kilvert. Christian was 0 for 3 against Cross Point on Tuesday. He'll step in and let's see, is it still Fouts on the mound? I believe so. So Kilvert will step in. Wait for the first pitch from Fouts in a 2-1 ball game. Here's the pitch on the way. It's going to be right in there for strike on the inside for strike 1. Here's the next pitch. It's in there for ball 1. It's low. So 1-1. So Kilbert waits for the 1-1 pitch outside for ball 2. So 2-1 to the leadoff batter for Mount Vernon Christian. Bring that down, maybe that'll help. As we wait for the next pitch on the way to Kilbert, swings in a little ground ball right up the third base line, scooped up there by the first baseman, and Rooney will run over and tap the bag for out number 1. So 1 away for Mount Vernon Christian. That'll bring up Jordan Fadima, who is actually the pitcher. And Jordan was 1 for 3, scored a run against Cross Point on Tuesday. Here's first pitch to him, swing and a fly ball. Shallow. Going to get it is Hoyt. Nope, actually it's going to be Sika with the ball for the out. at short, so that's 2 away now for Mount Vernon Christian. Now here comes the designated hitter in Joshua Toner. He did not play on, well, any of the 2 games that I covered, so I have no numbers on him. So here's the first pitch to Toner. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So 0-1 to Toner, the designated hitter in a 2-1 game. 2 out, nobody on for Mount Vernon Christian. Here's the pitch from Fouts. Inside for strike 2. It looked like it might have got his jersey on that pitch. Umpire said it's strike 2, so 0-2 to Toner. Votipka on deck should Toner reach. Swing and a fly ball out there. Just drops into left field for a base hit. Toner turns the corner at first and holds up there. So there is a 2-out base hit. And that will bring up Joel Votipka, who walked in the first inning, made his way around, and then came in to score for the game's first run. So he'll step up, wait for the first pitch to him. In a 2-1 ball game. 2 out, 1 on, as Toner's on first base. Pitch on the way, Toner runs, throw to second, bounces in there, Toner beat out the tag, and he's safe on second. So Toner in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian. And Votipka has a strike on him, so 0-1. Throw to second. Toner safe at second. He dove back safely. And he'll step off and wait for the next pitch. Joel Votipka waiting for the next pitch. From Fouts, here it comes. Swing, and that one's going to be fouled off the screen to the right. So that's 0-2 to Votipka. Oh, they're going to send... Actually, I guess they're going to call that a balk. So Toner's on third base now. And that was not a foul ball because they said it was a balk. So it's 0-1 still on the count. Votipka steps back in. 2 out, 1 on. Toner at third base for Mount Vernon Christian. In a 2-1 game. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Oh, they're going to call it. That's going to be strike 2. That's right. Nah, it's a swing and a miss. Okay, now we got it clarified. That's what I thought. Home plate umpire says no balls, 2 strikes to Joel Votipka. Toner at third base, 2 out. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside for ball 1. So 1-2. Done several games this year, and I have never seen this particular case where there was a foul ball that was called a balk before the pitch came out. That was very interesting. Here's the 1-2, inside and high for ball 2. 2-2 the count. To Joel Votipka for Mount Vernon Christian. 2 out, top of the second inning. 2-1 is the score. That's on the Lindy Insurance scoreboard. 2-1. Mount Vernon Christian on top and at bat, 2 away. Here's a pitch and a swing and a miss, and Votipka goes down swinging. And that'll end the inning. Mount Vernon Christian leaves 1 out there on third base. Can't bring him in. We head to the bottom of the frame. Mount Vernon Christian 2, Rainier Christian 1. We'll be back in a minute. This is Caps 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. That's a minute, right? All right. I could block it. It's the wind, man. It's the wind. Bottom of the second inning, 2-1 is the Lindy Insurance scoreboard with Mount Vernon Christian on top. Rainier Christian coming to bat. Leading things off for the Mustangs will be the, let's see here, left fielder actually is number 3, Alex Daniel. He was 0 for 1 and walked once against Orcas on Tuesday. He'll step in to face Jordan Fadima. Here is the first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Daniel for strike 1. Here's the next pitch on the way. Inside, strike 2 called. Here's the 0-2 on the way. Swing and a ground ball. It's going to go foul off third baseline. The count remains 0-2. Daniel waits for the 0-2 from Fadima. Outside, just a bit outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter for the Mustangs. Next pitch was in there a little bit low for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Bottom of the second, 2-1. Mount Vernon Christian with the lead. Rainier Christian at bat. Next pitch is in there for ball 3. So the count goes full to Daniel. Here is the next pitch on the way from Fadima. Little looper fly ball picked up there by Simank. Throw over to first, little offline, and there's going to be a little bit of a collision as Daniel tried to turn the corner. Fadima went after the ball, and they'll give him second base. That would be Daniel over to second base. Leading things off for Rainier Christian here in the bottom of the second inning. Little interference call there. No, it's incidental as Fadima tried to make a play to go after the ball. Daniel was turning the corner and trying to make his way to second base. The two collided. And then there's going to be a discussion with the umpire that made the call out there. So nobody out, 1 on, runner at second base. Next batter is going to be the first baseman, number 1, Andrew Rooney. He was 0 for 2 against Orcas on Tuesday. I guess the play will call, or the call will stand, as Daniel will head back to second base. And here is Rooney, the first baseman. Here's the first pitch to Rooney. Low and outside for ball 1. Runner takes his lead at second base. That's Daniel. Here's the pitch to the plate outside. Oh, he hit that outside corner for ball, or for strike 1. So 1-1 the count to Rooney. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's in there right at the knees for strike 2 called. So 1-2 to Rooney. 1 on, nobody out for the Mustangs. Trailing this game by 1 run. Lindy Insurance scoreboard, Mount Vernon Christian 2, Rainier Christian 1. That pitch was outside for ball 2, 2-2 to Rooney. Daniel at second, pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's going to be fouled off the screen. First baseline, little count remains. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here is the next pitch on the way. That's high and inside. Rainier had to step back to avoid that one. So count goes full to him. It's the second batter here in the bottom of the second inning. Daniel takes the lead at second. Fadima into his windup in the pitch. That's inside, and Rooney will take the base on the walk. So 2 on for Rainier Christian. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 14. It's KJ McKillop. And KJ was 2 for 2 and scored a run against Orcas on Tuesday. First pitch to him. In there for strike 1. So McKillop will step back in. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Pitch on the way. Outside. Hit that outside corner for strike 2. So 0-2. Daniel takes his lead at second. Rooney at first. Pitch in there for ball 1. So 1-2 the count. So again, runners at first and second, nobody out. McKillop is the batter. He'll foul one straight back against the pole to our right. The count remains 1-2. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Again, runners at first and second for Rainier Christian. The batter is McKillop. Pitch on the way, and that's outside, a little bit low for ball 3, so the count is full to McKillop. 2 runners on, nobody out. Bottom of the second. Here's the 3-2. And they'll call that a ball, so the bases are now loaded. Back-to-back walks by Fadima. And that will bring up number 8, Joshua Back. He did not play against Orcas. And I think we might see a pitching change here for Mount Vernon Christian. As we have a meeting just outside the mound in the infield, coaching staff. Bases are loaded, nobody out. For Rainier Christian, Lindy Insurance scoreboard, Mount Vernon Christian 2, Rainier Christian 1. Bottom of the second inning, nobody out. The bases will be loaded when we resume play here, as it looks like we're going to get a pitching change. And taking over on the mound will be Nathan Simank. He'll get his warm-ups. We'll be right back. This is Caps, 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. You're keeping me hopping here. So the new pitcher for Mount Vernon Christian is Nathan Simank. Jordan Fadima heads over to second base. Joel Votipka is at shortstop. And the batter now, with the bases loaded and nobody out, is number 8, and it's ball 1, and number 8 is Joshua Back. And Back did not play against Orcas. So here's the 1-0. Gets a strike on the inside from Simank. So 1-1 the count. Again, the bases are loaded. Nobody out. Daniels at third, Rooney at second, and McKillop at first. Here's a pitch on the way. Going to be low and away for ball 2, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Simank. Inside, good stop by Blom for ball 3, so 3 balls and 1 strike. To Rainier Christian's back. He'll step in. Bases again are loaded. Nobody out. Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows Mount Vernon Christian 2, Rainier Christian 1. Pitch on the way outside. Oh, he's going to hit that. He's going to say it was strike. So the count goes full to back. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, 3 on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1. The first strikeout for Simank, and that will bring up the top of the order with 1 away. Number 16, and that's Caleb Sika. He's shortstop. He had a base hit to lead off the game, or lead off the first, or bottom of the first, excuse me. He had a base hit the last time he was at bat first. He takes ball 1. Lots of chatter from the Rainier Christian crowd over to my left. A 2-1 ball game. Again, the bases are loaded, 1 away. Pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball, high, coming over to get it from first, but goes right to the pitcher, Simank, and that's 2 away. So 2 down, and the bases remain loaded. Here comes the catcher, Zach Bianchi. I believe he walked in the first inning. I didn't write in the box. So it's still, bases are loaded, 2 away now. And Bianchi waits for the first pitch. It's going to be high for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball, dribbler, going to be scooped up there for Votipka. Throw to third for the out. There he does get him, and that will do it for the Rainier Christian here in the second inning. They leave the bases loaded, can't bring them home. We head to the third. Mount Vernon Christian still leads 2-1. This is Caps at 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. And we're waiting for the first pitch here in the third inning of play. Lindy Insurance scoreboard, Mount Vernon Christian 2, Rainier Christian 1. Mount Vernon Christian coming up to bat. Bennett Davis, Nathan Simank, and Jacob Fadima due up for the Hurricanes here in this inning. Don't see any changes for the Mustangs. Still Fouts on the mound. Rooney at first, Tran at second, Sika at short, and Hoyt at third. Outfield, Daniel, Frenzen, and Bach. I have it different on my sheet for some reason. And here comes Bennett Davis. He did strike out in the first inning. Did work that count full, though, before he struck out. So he'll wait for the first pitch from Fouts. Lead things off for Mount Vernon Christian here in the third inning. Pitch on the way, high, bunts it up the first base line and rolls foul. So that's strike one. Interesting choice to bunt the pitch that was that high. So we'll head back to home plate to pick up the bat with an 0-1. Here's the next pitch on the way. A little bit low and outside for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Davis. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. So 1-2 to Davis. Archer Fouts takes his time getting back to the mound. Looks in for the sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Davis outside for ball 2, 2-2. Third baseman steps back into the batter's box, waits for the 2-2 from Fouts. Here it is, swing and a ground ball just over the glove of Fouts. Scooped up there. Actually, Tran has some trouble and can't get it in his hand to throw it. And Davis is safe at first base, so no throw to first. So 1 on, nobody out for Mount Vernon Christian. And that'll bring up Nathan Simank. He's the pitcher now. Hit a base hit in the first inning. Step up and wait for the next third. Oh, there's a step off, actually. Oh, boy, and Davis kind of dove back and ended up crawling to the bag with no throw from Fouts. And he'll take his lead out of there at first base. Here's the pitch on the way. Runner goes in there for strike. Throw to second. Not in time as Davis is safe at second. So runner in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian with Davis at second base. And Nathan Simank at the plate with an 0-1. No balls and 2 strikes. Throw to second. And that ball gets into center field. Davis is going to hold there. It just went into shallow center field. Wise for Davis to hold off running. So he'll stay there. Nobody out. 1 on. And Nathan Simank will wait for the 0-1 from Fouts. Davis takes his lead to second. Pitch on the way. Oh, that's behind Simank for ball 1, 1-1. All right. Your next pitch on the way. That's ball 2. So here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be low, and it's ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's a 3-1 inside, and Simek go ahead to first base. So runners at first and second for Mount Vernon Christian. Here comes Jake Fadima. And he had an RBI, a sacrifice fly RBI in the first inning to score the game's second run, or the Mount Vernon Christian's second run. First pitch, runners go. Throw to third, high, and everybody's safe. So now there's 2 runners in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian. Oh, it's a strike, that's right. So 0-1 is the count to Jake Fadima. So 0-1. Runners at second and third. High on that pitch in. And it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jake Fadima. On deck is Trevor Blom. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a line drive's going to head into right field. Gets away from the right fielder. 1 run will come in to score. That's Davis. Here comes Simek for 2 more, and Fadima is on second base with 2 runs in. So it makes it 4-1 Mount Vernon Christian. And they're going to get a pitching change here, or the Mustangs, as it's 4-1. The Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Mount Vernon Christian now 4. Rainier Christian 1. And we'll have a pitching change. We'll be back with that information in a moment on Caps 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. So the new pitcher for Rainier Christian is number 16, Caleb Sika. He moves from shortstop into pitch, and Fouts is now over at first base, and I'm not sure who is taking over at second, or at short. Well, we'll say here in a moment. So I got that wrong. It's going to be, actually, it's going to be Hoyt at shortstop. And who do we have at third base now? Well, we'll figure that out once he turns around. I can't see the number on the front of his jersey. There is no number. At bat for Mount Vernon Christian will be the catcher, Trevor Blom. He had a base hit back in the first inning. So 2 in. Nobody out for Mount Vernon Christian here. Top of the third inning. Blom will step in, wait for the first pitch. As Jake Fadima is over at second base, he'll take a big lead out there. Pitch on the way, inside chest. Just brushed by his sleeve. Blom's sleeve for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out. 2 in. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball. High chopper, gloved there by Hoyt. Hoyt throws to first and then pulled the Fouts off the bag. So Blum is safe at first. Jake Fadima at second, nobody out, and here is Chase Woodmansey. He flew out in the first inning. His first at bat. Here's the kick and the throw the pitch. Runners go, throw to third. Fadima is safe there at third, and Blum makes his way over to second. So 2 runners in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian. 2 in, nobody out. And that pitch to Woodmansey was a strike, so 0-1 to Chase. He'll wait for the next pitch from Sika, swinging, and that's a little line drive. Glove there by Hoyt. Throw to first is off. Runner comes in, that's Fadima. And that's a third run comes in. And Blum ends up at third. Woodmansey is at first. So runners at the corners, and here comes Christian Culvert, center fielder. He ground out in the second inning. So the Lindy Insurance scoreboard now shows Mount Vernon Christian 5, Rainier Christian 1. First pitch in there for a ball, I believe. Runner goes, and Mounts in there for, is it Mounts? No, it's Woodmansey, sorry. Woodmansey makes his way to second base. So again, 2 runners in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian. First pitch was a ball to Kilvert. So runners at second and third. Here's the pitch to Kilvert. It's low and away for ball 2. So 2-0. 3 in, nobody out, 2 on for Mount Vernon Christian. They're leading 5-1. Here's the pitch on the way. That's strike right at the shoulders on the inside. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kilvert. On deck is Jordan Fadima. Here's the 2-1. That'll be 3-1 now as that ball is high. Again, Blum at third. Woodmansey at second for Mount Vernon Christian. 5-1. Top of the third, and at bat is Christian Kilvert. He has 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's pitch on the way, outside, and that'll load the bases. So the bases are loaded. Nobody out, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Jordan Fadima. Jordan flew out in the second inning. It's 5-1 now. Bases are loaded and nobody out for Mount Vernon Christian. And Jordan Fadima waits for the first pitch. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did, strike 1. So Jordan will step back in. Wait for the 0-1 from Sika with the bases loaded. Nobody out. Swing and a miss this time for strike 2. So 0-2 to Jordan Fadima. Again, the bases are loaded. Nobody out. 3 in for Mount Vernon Christian here in the inning. Pitch on the way and a fly ball. That's into foul territory, coming in to get it. He couldn't get it. It was actually Fouts lost it in the sun. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes to Jordan Fadima. So 0-2. The count. Mount Vernon Christian's pitcher, bases loaded inside, ball gets away. Here comes Blum in to score, and that will make it 6-1. As Blum scored, Woodmansey to third and Kilbert to second. And that was ball 1 to Jordan Fadima. On deck is Toner, the DH. I don't know if you heard that. Infield 1, outfield 4. That's what the coach yelled out from the third base dugout. Toner will, actually no, this is, yeah, it's a Jordan Fadima on at bat. His pitch in there, that's an outside ball. 2, is it 2-2? No, actually I call that a strike. It was a sinker. Kind of surprised me. That's a strikeout as gets the first out by strikeout to Sika, and that'll bring up Toner. Toner at a base hit back in the second inning. Again, runners at second and third, 1 away. First pitch to Toner is that a strike? That was a strike, wow. So 4 in, 1 out, 2 on for Mount Vernon Christian here. Lindy Insurance scoreboard, Mount Vernon Christian 6, Rainier Christian 1. Here's pitch on the way. That's going to be inside for strike 2, so 0-2 to Toner with 1 down. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Sika, outside. Outside is outside, it's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on, 4 in for Mount Vernon Christian here in the top of the third. They're leading 6-1. Here's the pitch on the way. Fly ball, center field, shallow, drops in for a base hit. Here comes Woodmansey to score. And a throw to second as they get the out there. But another run came in, and that's now 7-1 as Woodmansey came in to score. And Kilvert is at third base now. 2 down as they caught Toner trying to make it to second after batting in a run. So 2 down, and here's the top of the order. And let's see what we have. Top of the order in Joel Votipka. He struck out in the second, walked in the first, scored a run in the first as well. So 2 away now for Mount Vernon Christian. Oh, actually, that's not it. That was not an out. Pardon me. There's actually only 1 out. Okay. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Votipka. That's strike 1. So I'm sorry, I have to reset myself. His Toner is at second. And Kilvert is at third. 5 in, 1 out. I repeat that, only 1 out, 2 on. Here's a pitch on the way to Votipka. That's going to be ball 1, 1-1. Everybody's confused here. 1 out, 2 on. Pitch on the way to Votipka, and that's going to be ball 2. Yeah, I thought that Toner was called out at second, and they guess they conferenced it up and said he's safe, so he's standing out there. So runners at second and third for Mount Vernon Christian. At bat is Joel Votipka. He's got 2 and 1 in the count. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 2. The only way I know that is because there's a guy in a blue jersey out there at second base, and I thought that there wasn't a guy in a blue jersey out in second base. So the count is even to Votipka at 2-2, 1 out, 2 on, 5 in. Here's the pitch on the way, swing, and that one's going to go out of play over everybody's heads at the first base line, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 on, 5 in for Mount Vernon Christian. Lindy Insurance scoreboard, Mount Vernon Christian 7, Rainier Christian 1. Here's the pitch on the way. It's going to be low for ball 3. So 3-2 the count to Joel Votipka. On deck will be Bennett Davis. 1 out, 2 on, 5 in. Timeout has been called. Votipka will step out of the batter's box. Here's pitch on the way. It's going to be outside, and that'll load the bases as Votipka heads to first base. So 1 away, and the bases are loaded, and here comes Bennett Davis, who led off the inning with a base hit and came around to score. And he struck out back in the first inning. Here's first pitch to Davis. Gets away from the catcher for ball 1. Bases remain loaded. Votipka at first. Toner at second. And Kilbert at third. Runners take their leads. Here's the 1-0 to Davis. Swing and a fly ball headed to right field. That's going to drop in fair for a base hit. Here is Kilbert come in to score. And the bases remain loaded, but there's 6 runs in now, and it's now Mount Vernon Christian 8, Rainier Christian 1. That's what the Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows. Bases remain loaded and 1 out. And here comes Nathan Simank. And he is the pitcher now. Still the bases are loaded. Here's pitch on the way, and it comes in there for a ball. Here's the next pitch on the way. Gonna be low for ball 2. Caleb Sika on the mound. Here is the next pitch to Simank. Fastball low for ball 3. So 3-0 to Nathan Simank, who's pitching for Mount Vernon Christian. Getting at the bases loaded. There's a fly ball. It's going to drop into left field for base hit. 1 run will come in to score. Here comes another one. As Toner comes in, they got a run down out there between third and second. 2 runs had come in to score. And that makes it 8 runs in, and it's a 10-1 game now. And I think we're going to get yet another pitching change for Rainier Christian. As Simank bats in a run, and Mount Vernon Christian has runners at first and third here with 1 out and 8 in, making it 10-1 on the Lindy Insurance scoreboard. We will take a timeout as we'll have a new pitcher when we come back for Rainier Christian. This is Caps 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. So the new pitcher for Rainier Christian is Chase Franzen. He's going to take over. The Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows Mount Vernon Christian up at 10-1 on Rainier Christian. Lots of other changes out here. Let me take a look and see what I can figure out, as Daniel is now in center field. Sporsik is in left. Back is out there in right. Infield for Rainier Christian, Rooney at third, Hoyt at short. Sika is back at second. Fouts over at first. Franzen again the pitcher, and Bianchi is behind home plate, as he's been all game here. We're in the top of the third inning. Mount Vernon Christian has sent, well, brought 8 in. They brought 8 home. There's only 1 out. And right now the Hurricanes have runners at first and third, with Simek at first and Davis at third. And coming up will be Jake Fedema, first baseman from Mount Vernon Christian. He had a base hit in the third. He had a sacrifice RBI in the first. Mount Vernon Christian on top here, the Lindy Insurance scoreboard, which does show, again, Mount Vernon Christian 10, Rainier Christian 1. 1 out in the top of the third, 2 on. 8 in. Here comes the first pitch from Franzen to Fedema. Runner goes before the pitch as Simek makes his way over to second base, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. So Simek is at second base. Davis is at third, so 2 runners in scoring position. And Jake Fedema waits for the 0-1, takes his pitch outside. Oh, it hit the outside corner for strike 2. So 0-2. And here comes the 0-2 from Franzen to Fedema. Pitch on the way outside. Ball 1-2. To wait a little bit on this home plate umpire. From my angle, you think I could see it, but I'm not on top of the plate. And he takes his time in getting the signs out. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball right back to Franzen. Throws over to first off the glove, and on a little dance coming around to score is going to be Davis. And Fedema heads over to second base as the throw to Fouts was off his glove, and that will be the, let's see, that's what, 9 runs? Yeah, nine runs come in to score, and it's 11-1 Mount Vernon Christian. As Fedema ends up at second, Simek at third, and Davis came in to score, and that will bring up Trevor Blum, he's 2 for 2. Pitch on the way, and he ducked at that one. That's going to be ball 1. Yeah, Blum had a base hit in the first and a base hit in the third. Earlier in this inning, I should say. We're in the third. We're in the top of the third. It's 11-1. Next pitch in there for ball 2. It's a 2-0 to Blum. Still only 1 out. 9 in for Mount Vernon Christian. Pitch on the way outside. Ball 3. 3-0. 1 away. 2 on. 9 in. Jake Fedema at second. Nathan Simek at third. Pitch on the way. That'll be a walk, and that'll load the bases again. Bases are loaded as Blum will head to first base, and that'll bring up Chase Woodmansey, who had a base hit earlier in this inning, and he flew out in the first. 1 for 2 so far today. So still only 1 out, 3 on, 9 in. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's going to be ball 1 to Woodmansey. So baseman makes another little turn and heads over the microphones. Next pitch on the way, and it's going to be a fly ball, a drop into shallow left field. Simiak will come in to score, and that makes it 12-1. As 10 runs have come across home plate here in the third inning, and the bases remain loaded for Mount Vernon Christian. And now up is Christian Kelbert. He walked to earlier in this inning, had a ground out in the second. So 10 runs have come in here in the inning. Bases remain loaded for Mount Vernon Christian. And Christian Kelbert is at bat. First pitch to him. It's going to be low for ball one. Pitch on the way, and that's high, and Kelbert ducked for ball two, so 2-0.
Come on, Chase! You got it, baby! Bring it out of it. Here we go.
And we're waiting for the next pitch on the way. That's going to be ball three. So 3-0 to Kelbert. Take a moment to thank our sponsors, Sound Cedar, Mount Vernon Christian School, Lindy Insurance, and Northwest Propane. Just a few of those helping bring this broadcast to you here on Caps Radio. Pitch on the way, and that'll be a walk, and that'll bring in another run. So it's now 13-1. And that will bring up Jordan Fadema, who, struck out earlier in this inning for the first out, and the only out. This is one out. Ground one right to third. It goes through the glove of the third baseman, Rooney. There comes another run to score, and the bases remain loaded. That makes it 14-1. And here's the designated hitter, Joshua Toner. Had a base hit back in the second inning, and did reach in earlier in this inning. As Mount Vernon Christian has batted around, he takes ball one. So the bases remain loaded. One out. And that's going to be another ball. Ball two. It's a 2-0 to Toner. 12 runs have come across home plate here. Pitch, a swing and a miss by Toner. I have 14-1. Scoreboard shows 13. Interesting. Here's next pitch on the way. That is strike two called, so 2-2 the count to Joshua Toner. On deck is Joel Votipka. Bases are loaded, one out. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball, hooking foul, but it's still playable, and it hits the fence. Nice try out there to get to it by Archer Fouts. Couldn't quite get there, and it drops foul. So 2-2 the count. Again, Franzen's on the mound for Rainier Christian. Pitch on the way. It's going to be a ball. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full to Joshua Toner. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and Fouts goes down swinging. So 2 away now And that'll bring up the top of the order, Joel Votipka, who walked earlier in this inning, struck out in the second, walked in the first. Bases are loaded, 2 away now for Rainier Christian, who has batted around. There's a ground ball. That one's going to go into the glove there of Tran. He'll throw to first, and that will hit the, that'll end the inning. But boy, the damage was done. I showed 12 runs come across home plate for Mount Vernon Christian. They're leading 14-1 as we head to the bottom of the frame. This is Caps 660 AM at 102.1 FM and capsradio.com. Back in a minute.
Are you guys running the next game by any chance?
She is.
No, there's a lot of confusion of who's doing this tonight.
On the bracket, it looks
The bracket says that we're home.
No, I thought on the bracket it says there are 2 draws.
That's what I was too, so I touched it. ATRAD thought that it might be that.
You guys could be, I just went by shows kidding. On the rest of the bracket, I didn't win it. Yeah, this bracket definitely feels like it's just crossover. Which bracket are you looking at? Did you say it's 14?
14.
I'm used to having RG.
Bottom of the third we go. Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows Mount Vernon Christian 14, Rainier Christian 1. And the Mustangs will lead things off with now the pitcher, number 6, Chase Franzen. He did bat in the first run there, and he grounds the first pitch to him over to Votipka. He'll take his time, scoop it up, throw it over to Jake Fidema, and that's out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 away for Rainier Christian. And that will bring up first baseman, Archer Fouts. So 1 down. Fouts flew out in the first inning. First pitch to him. It's going to drop in there, and just a bit low for ball 1. One out. Swing and a miss on the next pitch. So, put in the wrong box. 1-1 now for Fouts with 1 away. Next pitch, a ground ball over to Davis at third. He'll scoop it up, throw it across to Jake Fidema, and that's out number 2. And that'll bring up number 42, James Hoyt. I want to say Hoyt's still at third base. I believe, yes, he is still at third base. And he had a base hit back in the second inning. I guess it wasn't that long ago. We're in the bottom of the third here, 14-1. Pitch on the way from Simak. Hit that outside corner. Yes, it did. Strike 1. To Hoyt, who did strike out back in the first inning. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's outside. Gets away from Blom, and that's ball 1. 1-1. The count to Hoyt. 2 out. Nobody on for the Mustangs from Rainier Christian. He pops the next pitch up. Going out to get it is Jake Fidema, and that will go out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Mustangs in their half of the third. We head to the fourth. Mount Vernon Christian leading 14-1 on that Lindy Insurance scoreboard, and they're due up. This is Caps 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. So we head to the fourth inning of play. Mount Vernon Christian 14, Rainier Christian 1. That's what the Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows as we head into the top of the fourth inning. Mount Vernon Christian coming up, and it looks like leading things off will be Bryce Stogner, number 6. He will lead things off for Mount Vernon Christian. Take an opportunity to thank a couple more of our sponsors. First Class Auto Glass, Pye Barker Fire, and Walton Beverage Pepsi. Helping bring this broadcast to you here. We are coming to you from the Regional Athletic Complex, or the RAC, in Lacey. So number 6, Bryce Stogner, will lead things off. I don't have any information on Bryce because I haven't seen him. So he'll step in. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be ball 1. Bit high. Yeah, Franzen is still on the mound for Rainier Christian. So we're happy that the wind calmed down for the moment. Here's the next pitch, and Stogner will foul that one into the dugout, over the dugout off the first base line for strike 1. So 1-1 the count to Stogner. Here's the 1-2. The fly ball, that's headed to right field on the run out there, and giving it is Bach, and that'll be out number 1. So 1 away for Mount Vernon Christian here in the 4th. And that'll bring up pitcher Nathan Simek. He had a base hit and a walk in the 3rd inning. He had a base hit back in the 1st, so he's 2 for 2 with a walk. First pitch to Simek. It's going to be ball 1 from Franzen. Nobody on, 1 away from Mount Vernon Christian. Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Mount Vernon Christian 14. Rainier Christian 1. Top of the 4th. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 2. 2-0. Here's the 2-0 to Simek. That makes it 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. Jake Fedema on deck. Here's the 3-0. That's going to be outside, and that'll be a 1-out walk for Simek as Nathan heads to first base. And here comes Jake Fedema. He had a base hit. Had a base hit and a base hit in the 3rd inning. He had a sacrifice fly in the 1st. Here's the first pitch to Jake. Runner goes. He'll hit one fly out ball. It's going to go foul on the run out there. Is going to be Fouts. He'll catch it for the out, throw to first, and getting back is Simek as Jake Fedema flies out for out number 2. Simek at first, and that'll bring up the catcher, Trevor Blom. He walked, had a base hit in the 3rd inning, had a base hit in the 1st inning, so he's 2 for 2. Personally, I think a walk does count as an at-bat, but on the stat sheet it doesn't. Somebody can explain that to me somewhere along the line. There's a step off as Simek dives back to first base. So 2 out, 1 on. 1 on, 2 out, excuse me. 1 on, 2 out. The batter is Trevor Blom. Nathan Simek at first base. Here's the first pitch to Blom. He'll swing and he'll miss for strike 1. So 0-1, 2 down, 1 on. In a 14-1 game, Mount Vernon Christian on top and at bat. Just a pitch on the way. Ground ball, that's going to go foul for strike 2 off the 3rd base line. Blum kind of reached for that one to knock it foul. So 0-2. the count to Blum. 2 out, 1 on. Nathan Simek over at first base. Here's pitch on the way. That's going to be high, ball 1. 1 and 2 the count to Blum. Simek will take the lead out there at first base. 2 down, 2 out, I should say. Here's a pitch that's way outside. Well, I shouldn't say way outside, just outside. 2 and 2 the count. So 2 away, 1 on. And the 2-2 count to Blum. Here's a pitch. Runner goes. That's going to hook foul. I'm going to say it's a fair ball, so Simek makes his way to third and motoring over. He's going to turn the corner at third and head home. And there's no throw from the cutoff man, and a run comes in to score. So that makes it 15-1. As you can give Trevor Blum an RBI. I'm going to call that a double, actually. And that scored one more run. So the Lindy Insurance scoreboard now shows Mount Vernon Christian 15, Rainier Christian 1. And Simek scores from, well, he scored from second. Yeah. So that'll bring up Chase Woodmansey. He had a base hit and another base hit in the 3rd inning, and he flew out in the first. 2 out, 1 in, 1 on. And there's a little ground ball high chopper that goes over the head of the third baseman. Throw to first way offline, and Blum heads to third base. Woodmansey to first. So runners at the corners now with 2 out. And here comes Christian Culvert. Culvert walked twice in the 3rd inning, grounded out in the 2nd. And we're going to get a courtesy runner for Blum, and that will be number 4, Nolan Wolgamuth. He'll be at third base for Blum. So Woodmansey at first, Wolgamuth at third, and the batter is Christian Kilbert. 2 out, 1 in for Mount Vernon Christian here in the 4th inning. On top, 15-1. Here's the first pitch, outside for ball 1. So runner's going to go, and there's a step off in the throw to second. However, Woodmansey's safe at second base. So 2 runners in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian. And Christian Kilbert is still waiting for the next pitch to him. He's got a 1 ball, no strike count pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 2. That gets away. And here comes Wolgamuth in to score. That makes it 16-1, and on the play, Woodmansey makes it to third. And Christian Kilbert has 2 balls. No strikes to him, 2 out, 1 on, 2 in. Here's a pitch on the way, swing. And I think they're going to call it a foul. So it's either way, it's a strike 1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kilbert. 2 out, 1 on, 2 in for Mount Vernon Christian here in a 16-1 game. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes to Christian Kilbert. Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows Mount Vernon Christian up 16-1 on Rainier's Christian. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 4, so Kilbert will head to first base, and runners at the corners now for Mount Vernon Christian. And that will bring up Jordan Fadema. And Franzen's afternoon is going to be done on the mound. So we have another pitching change. We'll take another break. Come back, tell you about the new pitcher here on Caps 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. So the new pitcher for Rainier Christian is Ryder Sporsic. Let's see if I can tell you what lineup changes have been done here. Sika's over at third. Hoyt is at second. Bach is playing. I'm sorry. Hoyt is at shortstop. Bach is playing short or second. Excuse me. Okay, let me start that over. Sika's at third. Hoyt is at short. Bach is at second. Founts is at first. Outfield. Daniel Franzen back at center, and Rooney out in right field, and Bianchi still behind home plate with the new pitcher of Sporsic. And he will face number 24 for Mount Vernon Christian, Jake Fadema. And Jake, let's see here, he had a base hit in the third, struck out in the third as well, flew out in the second. So he is 1 for 3. Well, I'm down for 1 for 3. And he will face Sporsic for the first time. And again, the runners at the corners for Mount Vernon Christian. As covered as at first. And well, it says Habus is over at third. Double check that. Yeah. Christian Habus. And there's a swing and a fly pop up. It's going to go over everybody's head into the other field behind us for strike one. So 2 out, 2 in, 2 on for Mount Vernon Christian here in the 4th inning. Top of the 4th, leading 16-1. Pitch on the way. Drops in there, still not quite hitting the strike zone for 1-1. Runner takes the lead at first and goes. Throw to second. Nope, no throw to second as Kilbert is sliding in safely. So runners in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian. Gilbert at second and Habus at third as a courtesy runner. And the batter is Jordan Fadema. Takes strike 2. So 1 and 2 the count. 2 out, 2 on, 2 in. And a 2-2 count. Here comes pitch. Swing, and that one's going to be fouled off the first base line. So the count remains 2-2. Runners take their leads. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that will do it for Mount Vernon Christian here in the 4th inning, but they add 2 more. Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows Mount Vernon Christian up 16-1 on Rainier Christian. We head to the bottom of the 4th here on Caps 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. So we head to the bottom of the 4th inning of play. Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows Mount Vernon Christian all over Rainier Christian, 16-1. The Mustangs are coming up, and leading things off will be number 3, Alex Daniel, and he had a base hit in the 2nd inning, but swung and missed at the first pitch for strike 1. There's the next pitch on the way. A swing and a fly ball, shallow, just in the turf out there is Votipka, just off from his usual spot for out number 1. So 1 away for Rainier Christian, and that'll bring up number 1, Andrew Rooney. And he walked in the 2nd inning. And swings and misses at the first pitch. Next pitch on the way from Simek is outside for ball 1. So 1-1. So 1-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on for Rainier Christian. Pitch on the way, and the ground ball chopper. Simek reaches up, grabs it, throws it over to first, and that's out number 2. So 2 away. Nathan Simek got the Mustangs to go 1-2-3 in the 3rd, and he's got 2 out here in the 4th. And he's facing now the designated hitter, number 14, KJ McKillop, who takes ball 1. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball right into the glove of Davis. Davis takes his time, gathers it in, throws it across the first, and that'll do it. 1, 2, 3 for Rainier Christian in their half of the 4th. We head to the 5th. Mount Vernon Christian on top, 16-1. This is Caps, 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. So we head to the 5th inning of play. Lindy Insurance scoreboard, Mount Vernon Christian 16, Rainier Christian 1. Leading things off for Mount Vernon Christian here in the 5th is going to be number 7, Dante Brunk. And Dante, let's see here. He was 0 for 3 against Cross Point on Tuesday. This is his first at-bat here in the 5th. Swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and miss for strike 2. Looks like Sporsic on the mound for Rainier Christian. Your next pitch is going to be inside, ball 1-1-2 the count. To Brunk leading things off from Mount Vernon Christian. On deck is going to be Nolan Wogamuth. He'll come up. Next pitch, bit outside. 2-2 the count to Brunk, the leadoff batter for Mount Vernon Christian here in the 5th. In a game that's 16-1. Mount Vernon Christian in control here. Here's the next pitch on the way. Going to be inside for ball 3. So Bronk has worked the count full, leading things off. And here's the 3-2 on the way. Fly ball, diving and getting it there is going to be Hoyt for out number 1, robbing Bronk of a hit as Hoyt dove in and grabbed it just off the turf. So 1 out for Mount Vernon Christian. And here is Nolan Wolgamuth, the second batter. And Davis will follow, but Wolgamuth really got to run in the last inning. He's in to bat for the first time today. And here comes that wind again. First pitch, no. Sportsik had to step off. All right. If I stand this way, the wind's not so bad. Okay. So first pitch inside for ball 1 to Wolgamuth. Next pitch on the way, inside for ball 2. 2-0. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's going to be strike 1 called. As no one just watched that one come in. Next pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 2. So 2-2 with 1 out, nobody on for Mount Vernon Christian here in the 5th inning, top of the 5th. Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows Mount Vernon Christian 16, Rainier Christian 1. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 3, so the count goes full to Nolan Wolgamuth. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch on the way. And that will be a 1-out walk as Wolgamuth heads to first base. So 1 on, 1 out. And here comes Bennett Davis. Oh, he had a couple base hits and struck out. So 1 on, 1 out. And Davis will wait for the first pitch to him. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 1. Throw to first. No throw to first actually. Bianchi had me faked out there. Next pitch on the way, a swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 to Davis. There's 2 out, 1 on. Wolgamuth takes his lead at first. Here's a pitch on the way. That's going to hit Davis, and he'll head to first base. Wolgamuth heads to second, and that will bring up number 15, Zane Dahlberg. Some younger players getting some playing time here in the 16-1 game. Dahlberg will step in. 1 out, 2 on. Wolgamuth at second. Davis at first. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside ball 1 to Dahlberg. Pitch on the way inside. Strike one. So 1-1 to count. Skin one out, 2 on, pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball, that is playable. Fouts can't get to it, it drops in foul. So 1-2 the count to Zane Dahlberg. Again, Wolgemuth at second base. Davis at first, 1 down. And Dahlberg has a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be ball 2, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 on. In a 16-1 game with Mount Vernon Christian on top. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Pitch on the way outside, that's going to be ball 3, so the count goes full to Dahlberg. Here's a pitch on the way, a fly ball center field. Shallow on the run, getting it there, nope, off his glove, dropped in. Base hit. And the bases are loaded as the ball comes all the way into the catcher. So there's a 1 away and 3 on. And here comes Jake Fadima. He flew out in the 4th, had a base hit, had 2 base hits in the 3rd, and then had sacrifice fly. Actually, no, it's not going to be Fadima, so we'll take that all back as Jacob Boone comes in to bat. So Boone is in, he's that bat, and the bases are loaded. So 1 away and 3 on for Mount Vernon Christian in control of this game in the top of the 5th. Here is the first pitch to Boone. It's going to be low, ball 1. Boone will step back in, I should say. Has a 1-0. Pitch on the way, it's outside. Ball 2. Here's the next pitch on the way, it's outside. Oh, but he hit the strike zone for strike 1, so 2 balls and 1 strike to Boone. Next pitch on the way. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. So 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. 3 on, 1 out. Here's pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 4, and that will walk in a run. So that makes it to 17-1. As Wolgemuth comes across home plate. Davis heads to 3rd. Dahlberg is at 2nd. And Boone is at 1st. And can't see who's at bat here in a moment. First pitch on the way is high, ball 1. Oh, that is Trevor Blom. I gave him a double in the 4th. Had a walk and a base hit in the 3rd and a base hit in the 1st. Did Blom. And he swings and he hits a ground ball. It's going to get into left field. 1 run will come in to score. And that is Davis. So 2 are in, 1 out, and 3 are on. And that'll bring up number 5, Christian Habus. First pitch to him is a swing and miss for strike 1. Here is the next offering. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 to Habus. Two in, 3 on. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's fouled off. Straight back, above our heads. Count remains and no balls and 2 strikes. Still only 1 out. Pitch on the way, that's outside for ball 1. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Habus. It's Christian Habus. Next pitch is way outside for 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 3 on, 2 in for Mount Vernon Christian. Here's the next offering. Swing and a ground ball. That's going to be, well, not going to be scooped up there. A little late. Throws a little high. Another run comes in to score. And here comes a boom to score for the 4th run to come across home plate. And Mount Vernon Christian has runners at 1st and 3rd. Making the Lindy Insurance scoreboard say 19-1, Mount Vernon Christian. And here is Logan Mounts. Number 17. So we still have 1 out. 4 in, 2 on. Runners at 1st and 3rd. Habus is at 1st. Boone is at the 3rd. That's not Boone. That's Blom. Excuse me. Blom is at 3rd. First pitch into Mounts is a ball. So it's 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. High, shallow. Sporsic under it, and he'll get it for out number 2. And that will bring up number 24, Jordan Fidema. This is the 2nd. So 2 away, 4 in, 2 on for Mount Vernon Christian. And Fidema, Jordan Fidema, first pitch to him. He swings and it's popped up. Going out to get it is Hoyt, and that will do it for Mount Vernon Christian in the 5th. They add 4 more. Mount Vernon Christian now leads Rainier Christian 19-1. We head to the bottom of the 5th here on Caps 660 AM, 102.1 FM, and capsradio.com. Back in a minute. Bottom of the 5th inning we go. We have a new pitcher from Vernon Christian. It is Trevor Blum. He's on the mound. Cannot see who's now at catcher. Can't see the number. His protective gear is blocking my view. I have no clue at this point. See if I can track it down here in a moment. But Blum is on the mound. And the infield, we're going to have some changes out there as well. But it's the bottom of the 5th, 19-1 is the Lindy Insurance scoreboard, showing Mount Vernon Christian on top. And leading things off for Rainier Christian is number 8, Joshua Back. He struck out in the 2nd. Rainier Christian has been held to 3 hits. 1 run on 3 hits here this afternoon. Here's the first pitch on the way. That's going to be inside, a little bit high for ball 1. To Buck. Sika on deck, so he'll follow. Bianchi will be the 3rd batter due up here in the 5th for Rainier Christian. Next pitch from Blum is high for ball 2. So 2-0. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be strike 1 called. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It's going to be ball 3, so 3-1 to Beck. Zane Dahlberg is the catcher. And a strike 2 called, so count goes full to Bach. Leadoff batter for Rainier Christian here in the 5th. They got a lot of work to do if they want to go on to the next inning, but Bach swings and misses at the next pitch, and it's 1 away. And here comes Sika, who flew out in the 2nd, had a base hit to lead off the 1st for Rainier Christian. First pitch to Sika, swing and a fly ball, jumping up there and grabbing it. He's going to be the 3rd baseman, Davis, and that robbed a base hit from Sika, so 2 away now. And that will bring up the catcher, number 7, Zach Bianchi. He ground out in the 2nd inning and walked in the 1st, and he takes ball 1. Here's the next pitch on the way. Going to be low for ball 2, so 2-0. Here's the kick and the pitch from Blum, and it's going to be ball 3, so 3-0 to Bianchi. Franzen on deck should Bianchi reach. 2 down for Rainier Christian. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball, high chopper. Blum will glove it. Throw over to 1st that is a little high. And Bianchi is heading to 2nd base. Now he's going to motor over to 3rd. Throw to 3rd, and they're going to get him. And that'll do it. He's trying to stretch a double. Well, there's a single and an error, and then trying to stretch that error out to get over to 3rd, but that'll be the final out. And the final score is going to be 19-1. Mount Vernon Christian earns a berth into the state. We will take a 3-minute timeout. Be back, give you some totals, and wrap this thing up. This is Caps 660 AM, 102.1 FM, capsradio.com. Back in 3 minutes. Yep, that's it. It's over. Oh, good grief. I got to name all this stuff, don't I? To figure this out, don't I? All right. It's a final here at the rack in Lacey. Mount Vernon Christian punches its ticket to state, taking care of business here today, knocking off the Rainier Christian Mustangs 19-1 in 5 innings. Do have a couple of little bit of business items to get through here. A craft stove sizzling play of the game. I'm going to give it to that last out as the runner from Rainier Christian tried to get to third, and a good throw off of an error over for the final out of the game. That's the craft stove sizzling play of the game. Walton Beverage player of the game, I'm going to give it to Nathan Simmank for his pitching. He came in relief, went 3 innings, zeros across the board. No runs, no hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout in his 3 innings. And the Skagit Ready Mix Rock Solid Sportsman of the game, I'm going to give that actually to Rainier Christian's number 11 Ryder Sporsick. He came in relief on the mound, had some trouble, walked a bunch of guys, but he stayed in the game and had a great attitude from then on out. So that's what we have overall. Some quick statistics here. 2 RBIs for Simak. 3 RBIs for Jake Fedema. 2 RBIs for Blum. 2 for Woodmansey. 2 for Habis. Toner had a couple of RBIs as well. Multiple RBI games for multiple players. And pretty good outing for Mount Vernon Christian. So that'll do it for us. Final again, Mount Vernon Christian 19, Rainier Christian 1. Hurricanes heading to state. I'm assuming we're off. So if so, you can just kill it. Okay, thanks, man. Good talking to you.